Alright, so I'm going to be upgrading the RAM and the hard drive to an SSD on this 13-inch MacBook Pro model A1278. This is a 2012 model. Alright, so first you're going to want a PH or JAS 0 screwdriver, and we're going to remove all the screws from the bottom. You want to keep the screws in order because they are different size, shape, and lengths. The way I do that is I put them in the pattern like this, just head down. The 3 screws on the back here to the right are longer than the rest. So keep that in mind if you did happen to somehow mix them up, but usually you can tell just by putting it in the hole, and then you'll see how it kind of sticks up. So this one's like that. If you put it here, it's kind of just sticks out like that, right? But anyways, just to be safe, because some screws are slightly just barely bigger or smaller, you don't want to end up putting it in the wrong screw. If they're slightly wider and you try and put it in a smaller screw spot, then you'll mess that up. Screw that up and get it, yeah. And then after that you won't be able to put the other screws back in properly. So that's very important. Keep the screws in order. Excuse me. A lot of people like to just throw them into buckets when they look like the same size. They'll just put them in a little container or something, and that's kind of, to me, is not a good idea. But anyways, I'm going to keep removing all these screws. Alright. Once you remove the 10 screws here, we're going to pop the bottom cover off. It's probably going to be dusty, so I might have to take it out and clean it. But just go to the back here and then pull this up. It's actually pretty clean. It's a little dusty. I'll clean it up and I'll be back. Alright. Alright, so I cleaned out the dust. Now we're going to replace the hard drive. The biggest upgrade you can do on these older Macs is to change the hard drive to an SSD, or pretty much any computer. If it has a spinning hard drive, upgrade it to an SSD. It makes a huge difference. I'm not going to take out the battery. I have so many videos taking that out. You just pull this little connector up. But yeah, if you want to see how to remove the battery and things like that, you can watch that on another video. We're going to pull this tab up to remove the hard drive at an angle, and then you slowly pull it forward like that. Be careful to hold this. And then this connector here, to remove that, I use my thumbnail to go under there in between the connector and that. And then we pull this back. You want to be careful not to yank it too far because the cable's right here. Alright, so now what we're going to do, we're going to line up the hard drive and the SSD, and we're just going to transfer over this little pull tab. Okay, just make sure you have it the right way. If anything, if this tab is broken, you can just use a piece of tape. I just fold 2 pieces of tape over, and then I make a tab with that. So if you have tape like this, okay, you basically will just like fold it over so that only a small portion is sticky still, and then you can stick that to the end. But this one is fine, so I'm going to leave it as is. We're going to transfer over this connector here. I believe that's a T6 screwdriver bit that we'll need. So get a T6 screwdriver bit, yep, and then we'll remove these 4 little pegs. And these pegs help hold the hard drive in place. Technically with an SSD you don't need this, but if you do put it without that, you do want to at least stick the SSD down onto the aluminum, not onto the cable. These cables do tend to go bad. I've seen a lot of them go bad, and I don't know what causes it. I'm wondering if it's like the vibration or something, maybe because it's not being held down completely. But yeah, so I don't know what causes that. It could just be over time it runs hot or something. But anyways, we're gonna put these little screws into the SSD. Okay, just like that. Just like this. Okay, there we go. We got all 4 screws in. Get the hard drive cable up. Alright, hold that connector, plug this in, just like this. Alright, then get these 2 feet in here. Once you do that, you can drop that down. We'll put this connector back on top. Alright, we'll tighten this screw in. Usually after replacing any like large or important hardware components, I'll do a SMC and Pram Reset. I'll show you what that is in a bit. I already charged the battery, I think, to 100%, so it won't show completely correctly, but we'll see here. All right, so we got this RAM. The packaging on this sucks. So I'm gonna have to pause this. I'm gonna just, well actually, I guess you'll see. I'll just cut open this package. So if you're wondering how to open these kinds of packages, what I do is I just get a razor blade. Okay, you can use scissors if you want, of course, but usually what I do is I'll just cut like a little flap here. So we'll cut like on here, okay, and then we'll go around here, and then we'll go around and cut this side. And then after that, you can just kind of lift this up, assuming I cut through all the way. I guess I didn't. All right. Okay, make sure you cut all the way through. You want to be careful because some packages have extra stuff inside. This doesn't really have anything inside other than the stick of RAM, so whatever. But all right, so we'll pop that out, flip that over. Here you can see we got the RAM. Okay, and what we're going to do, we're going to pop this old RAM out. So you just pull these two tabs to the side, it'll pop up, and then you just pull it back. Same thing with this one, pull it back to the sides. You have to do it twice so it clears both clips, and then you can pull it back. All right, this is only 2 gigs. This is 1600 megahertz PC3L 12800S RAM. So you have to replace it with the same type. So this is also PC3. This is actually 12800. So actually, yeah, so both PC3 12800. Okay. So I was looking online, or sorry, not online, at the store. I had to go to Best Buy because the customer needed it right away. And these sticks of RAM were pretty expensive compared to what I could get on, on Amazon. So Best Buy, they do like price match, but the problem is they only carry they try and carry ones that Amazon doesn't carry. So I think they get agreements with the companies to only sell it at their store and not on Amazon. And that's how they kind of get around that price match thing, because the stores can't really compete with Amazon's prices a lot of the time, especially on like smaller items. All right, so this is kind of stuck as well. There we go. Get this stick of RAM out. Of course, you have to put the bottom stick first. Same thing, then put the top one. You have to do it at an angle like this. Make sure it's pushed in all the way. You can kind of pinch the top here while you squeeze it, and then clip it down. Just like that. Okay, we got both sticks of RAM out. I'm probably going to put these sticks of RAM in here just so the old sticks of RAM in here so the customer has them. Okay, because they'll probably want them. Alright, just like this. There we go. Okay, so we got everything replaced. Again, you don't need to take the battery out to do this kind of upgrade. Just make sure your MacBook is completely off. I'm going to put the cover on, and then I'm going to show you how to do the PRAM and SMC reset. Okay. Oops. Okay. So we got the old hard drive. I'm going to put this in the box for them as well. All right, I already migrated everything. So what I had to do to migrate everything, I had to do a clean operating system or OS install of High Sierra onto the new SSD, and then Apple has this migration utility or assistant, and then you use that. In the older operating systems, you could actually, what was it called? You could actually do like a clone, not clone, but like kind of restore the hard drive to another one. But they got rid of that feature for the newer operating systems. I'm not sure why. All right, so we'll plug this in. We're going to do the SMC and PRAM reset. So SMC reset is Control Option Shift on the left side, and then you press the power button. If your if your battery isn't fully charged, it'll be orange, and when you press that, it'll turn green, and then it'll go back to orange. That's how you know you did the SMC reset properly. So now we're going to do a PRAM reset. Power it on. Command Option PNR, all on the left. You don't have to do the ones on the left side. You can do Command Option on the right side, but you'll hear the chime, screen goes on, it'll shut off. Once it shuts off, you can let go, turns back on, and there we go. So the customer was complaining that this thing was super slow, so it should boot quite a bit faster. Right now, it's loading the RAM like it's making a partition. I don't know what you would call it, but it's making like a file in the RAM to in the hard drive to store the RAM. So if your computer crashes, usually when it dumps the memory, that means it's dumping it to the hard drive. So if I restart it right now, it should boot a little bit faster. All right. So I'm going to restart it. There we go. So you can see the little bar. If you have one of these 2012 models, you'll know how slow these normally boot with a regular hard drive. And now you can see like the difference it makes. Okay, so it's already like pretty much booted. All right, so there we go. And that's pretty much it. Let's put back the batteries now. I mean the screws, sorry. All right. Okay, so let's put back all the screws, but that's pretty much it. So hopefully this video helps you guys. If it did, please like, subscribe, share my channel with others. Thank you for watching. You're welcome to stay while I put the rest of the screws, but that's pretty much all there is to it. All right. Last few screws in. All right. And there you have it. So again, like, subscribe, share my channel with others. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.